morning. It's just past 6 o'clock on Saturday the 30th of April, and of course it's a bank holiday weekend, and so far not too bad. Hope you're having a good weekend. And in the news this week, Dorset Council report that they will be working with local partners and contractors on the urgent placement of rock protection around the southernmost point of the Chesil Cove seawall in Chesil, Portland during the month of May. Following a recent assessment, it was discovered that the wall in this area requires urgent attention. The planned rock protection will impede the direct impact of the waves on the wall, as well as the ongoing erosion below the wall. The main site compound for the works will be based at the Masonic Car Park next to Victoria Square roundabout from the 2nd of May. Portland Town Council will ensure that the areas are cleared of vehicles and secured for the Dorset Council's highway team to start on the project on Monday the 9th of May. They will be using locally sourced rocks weighing a minimum of 5 tonnes each. They will be temporarily stockpiled at 2 locations on Chesil Beach. As the tidal conditions permit, the contractor will move the rock from the main site compound to near the southernmost point of the cove and then into position at the wall. Plant equipment will include 2 large excavator vehicles and 2 30-tonne articulated dump trucks. On the beach itself, banksmen and marshals will monitor the work areas to ensure that the public can maintain a safe distance from any rock movement activities. There you go, that's work at Chisel Cove on Chesil there to protect the wall. Dorset police officers investigating a burglary in a hotel in Weymouth are issuing CCTV images of 2 men they would like to identify. The first one is on the screen. They do apologise for the quality of these pictures, which have been lifted from the CCTV. Dorset Police received a report relating to a burglary which is believed to have occurred around 10:30 p.m. on Sunday the 13th of March at the Richmore Hotel on the Esplanade. A till drawer containing cash and 2 sets of car keys was stolen. Let's put the other picture up for you. There's the other picture, there's the other person. Police Constable Charlie Andrews of Weymouth Police said, "We are carrying out inquiries into the incident and have obtained CCTV images of 2 men we are keen to identify. I appreciate they're not the clearest images, but their clothing is quite distinctive, and I would urge anyone who recognises them to please contact us. It is believed the offenders may have left the scene in a blue or grey Volkswagen Beetle. If you recall seeing anything or have any information that may be a help to the police with their inquiries, do get in touch with them on 101 or, of course, anonymously through Crime Stoppers on 0800 555 111. Let's put that first one back up again. There's the first picture, and there is the second picture. Staying with crime, a good news story this time. A man who violently assaulted a woman at an address in Weymouth has been jailed. Saul Samuel Randall, aged 23 and of Weymouth, was sentenced at Bournemouth Crown Court on Friday the 22nd of April to 7 years in prison for offences of inflicting grievous bodily harm, affray and assault by beating, as well as a charge of assault occasioning actual bodily harm relating to 2 separate unprovoked attacks in the town 3 months apart. He will also have to serve an extended licence period of a further 2 years. The first incident occurred at around 7:30 a.m. on Monday the 5th of July 2021 when the victim came into contact with Randall whilst in the town centre. He was subjected to an unprovoked violent assault that left him unresponsive on the pavement. And then a second incident occurred at around 3 a.m. on Wednesday the 6th of October 2021 after a group of people returned to a address in the town following a night out. So there we go, that's somebody who's been put behind bars. Moving on, Dorset Museum is to display a star object from the Victoria and Albert Museum's collection in a new exhibition being held at the museum. Hardy's Wessex The Landscapes, which inspired a writer, is running from the 28th of May through to the 30th of October. It is a partnership exhibition which spans Dorset, Poole, Salisbury and Wiltshire museums. It tells the story of Victorian novelist and poet Thomas Hardy amidst the Wessex landscapes which shaped his view of the world. The exhibition will be the largest collection of Hardy objects to ever be displayed at one time. Each museum will focus on various topics which Hardy covers, with Dorset Museum focusing on the rural landscapes which inspired Hardy and exploring themes of animal welfare and social tension. Thanks to support from the Western Loan Programme with Art Fund, each museum will have a star loan object. For Dorset Museum, this will be a village choir, which you can see on the screen now, which is an oil painting by Thomas Webster from 1847, which is on loan from the Victoria and Albert Museum. It depicts a village choir illustrating the various characters who might be found there. The painting captures a snapshot of rural life similar to the community that Hardy grew up in. It also evokes the kind of characters found in Hardy's novels, such as Far from the Madding Crowd and Under the Greenwood Tree. Created by the Garfield Western Foundation and Art Fund, the Western Loan Programme is the first ever UK-wide funding scheme to enable smaller and local authority museums to borrow works of art and artefacts from national collections. Dorset Museum's interim director, Elizabeth Selby, said, "Dorset Museum is thrilled to be receiving Thomas Webster's 1847 painting, A Village Choir, on loan from the Victoria and Albert Museum, London, made possible through the Western Loans Programme. Involvement of Hardy's family in the local village church choir was extremely important in his upbringing and influenced his work, most importantly the novel Under the Greenwood Tree." The inclusion of this painting in the Dorset Museum section of the exhibition, which spans 4 sites, gives a wonderful flavour of the rural landscapes in which Hardy grew up. Now that's from the 28th of May until the 30th of October at Dorset Museum, and of course there's similar exhibitions across Somerset and Wiltshire as well. Staying with the arts, if you are interested in Agatha Christie, pop along to the Shire Hall in Dorchester any time between now and the 2nd of September, as they are hosting an exhibition examining the life and works of one of the country's favourite crime writers, Agatha Christie. From Hercule Poirot to Miss Marple, Agatha Christie's characters and stories have captivated readers and audiences for over 100 years. This exhibition will give visitors further insight into Christie's writing and personal life, from the inspiration behind her works to the infamous story of her disappearance. Alongside the exhibition, Shire Hall will be hosting a series of activities inspired by the writer, including family events and murder mystery evenings. The exhibition will feature books, objects, artwork and other items, and as we said, the series of these Christie inspired events. So watch out for the Shire Hall exhibition there. Do search Shire Hall Dorchester to go to their website or Facebook page, where you will find information about this exhibition and the related events that are happening between now and the 2nd of September. You can dance your way through Radipole Park, Weymouth this Sunday, tomorrow, as part of a new event. Park Dance will be held in Radipole Park on Sunday, where residents can show off their best moves around the green while listening to music. The idea, which is a bit of a take on the park run thing that's happening these days, organisers say will be a great way to make new friends. A spokesman for the event said, "Meet new friends and enjoy great music with a chance to feel confident and let loose your best dance moves. 45 minutes of great music to dance to. We play the tunes through JBL Connect speakers. If you have one, feel free to bring yours along and help boost the sound. All ages are welcome. Bring the family or come by yourself." They meet in Radipole Park Gardens between the tennis courts and the Alexander Road Railway Bridge. It's a free event and it starts 11:30 tomorrow. So that's at the Radipole Park Gardens between the tennis courts and the Alexander Road Railway Bridge, 11:30 tomorrow. If you want to go and dance for 45 minutes in the park with other people, have some fun. Doesn't matter if you're a good dancer or not. It's about getting fresh air and a bit of exercise. So sounds a bit of fun there. And if you're after something different again, something for the younger children, at Kingston Moorwood Animal Park and Gardens, they have a fairy trail as an attraction starting on the 2nd of May, that's Monday, and running through to the 31st of May. You can follow a trail to explore the animal park, gardens and the lakeside using a map and following the ribbons. Now, the Co-op is about to open its local community fund for grant applications. Over the last 6 years, it has given out just under £350,000 across Dorset. The fund supports local organisations that are involved in providing access to food, helping to improve mental well-being, providing opportunities for young people, or new this year, those working to protect local biodiversity or tackle the climate change emergency. Now, nationally, Co-op has given out over £85 million over the last 6 years to 30,000 projects across the country. For every £1 spent by Co-op members, £2 goes onto their account on their Co-op card, and another 2p goes into the Co-op's Charities Fund, and this is what funds all of these projects. Now, if you're a part of a community group that qualifies, you're interested in applying, go along to the Co-op website, and I'll give you the address in a second, and see whether you would like to apply for a grant for your project. Now, the website is coop, coop.co.uk/causes. So it's coop.co.uk/causes. Now, following on from the success of its first community shop in Weymouth, The Nest has launched a second store in Littlemore to help those with limited disposable income. The first site opened in Abbotsbury Road in November 2020 and helped hundreds of people within its inaugural year. Now, a second shop has opened at the Top Club in Littlemore and is based on a social supermarket model, seen as a step up from a food bank. Members can purchase 10 items of food for just £3.50, as well as receive free bread, fruit and vegetables. Now, Neil Hardesty, who's director of The Nest, said, "It is great to have a second shop because it means people in Littlemore area do not have to travel. It's an area to target because there are lots of people there who would qualify." That's what Neil Hardesty, director of The Nest, said. He went on to say, "The second Nest shop has taken longer than we expected to get up and running, but we had the first shoppers come in on Friday and the place is looking fantastic. We have been signing members up for the Littlemore site. At the Westham site, we have well over 350 members now, and not all of them come at the same time because we could not afford to feed that many at once." Now, the principle behind The Nest is that it's seen as a top-up to help people get by who have limited disposable income. If you want to access the community shop, you must become a member. It's free to become a member, and you do that by going to the Nest Littlemore Facebook page. So just go on to Facebook, search for the Nest Littlemore, and then you can join up as a member. You don't need to provide any proof of financial hardship or anything. You just need to become a member to be able to access the Nest at Littlemore. Now, families in Weymouth and Portland will benefit from a pilot project called Safeguarding Families Together, which will improve the health and education outcomes for children and support the aim of making Dorset the best place to be a child. As part of delivering locally priority within Dorset Council's current plan for children, young people and families, the Council has committed to embed whole family approaches with a particular focus on addressing the needs of children living with parental substance use, parental mental ill health or domestic abuse. This will be done through a team of multidisciplinary professionals that are able to wrap around children and families to provide support for the whole family. The concept of Safeguarding Families Together is to embed specialist adult service workers alongside children's social workers with an approach to keeping children safe in the family home. It is based on a whole family working approach that enables holistic interventions to meet both the child and the adult needs by working together and sharing information between professionals to provide the right support when they require it. The project will help to keep families together where the risk might otherwise have been too high. It will reduce the number of children coming into care, and it will increase capacity for social workers, meaning that they can spend more time working directly with families and less on administration. If the pilot's successful, the Council hopes to then expand this approach across the whole of Dorset. So we wish them well with that project. Now, work is underway to repair rural and residential roads as part of Dorset Council's annual programme for surface dressing. This involves surface dressing which prolongs the life of roads by providing a waterproof seal while also improving skid resistance. It forms a vital part of Dorset Highway's annual road maintenance programme alongside patching, micro-surfacing, in-situ recycling, road preservation and traditional resurfacing. Now this year around 446,000 square metres of road will be restored with surface dressing. Councillor Ray Bryan, portfolio holder for Highways, said Highways Travel and Environment said it's been proven that early preventative maintenance is the most cost-effective way to maintain roads, and surface dressing is an important part of the road treatment cycle. Our targeted maintenance approach to carry out repairs specific to the damage evidenced in the individual road ensures we can carry out maintenance on more roads compared to solely using resurfacing. This also reduces emissions by using less raw materials and creating less waste. Now there's a rolling programme of surface dressing work that started this week on the 25th of April and is going to last around 3 months. The work is carried out under a road closure with on-street parking suspended to allow the work to take place. It is a quick process with bitumen binder sprayed onto the road to seal it against water damage and stone chipping spread onto this then to restore the grip, with these compacted down with a roller. Surface dressing relies on the evaporation of water from the bitumen binder, or it's a glue basically, for it to set, so it can only be carried out in dry weather. As the work is highly weather dependent, residents are being asked to look out for yellow advance warning signs in their area, which will provide the most accurate information on when the work will be done. Now, there's quite a lot programmed to go on in Weymouth from Tuesday onwards, the 3rd of May onwards. So just listen out to see if your road is involved. We've got Bridlebank Way, West Haven, Russell Avenue, St Leonard's Road, Newbury Road, Williams Avenue, Fairview Road, Walker Crescent and Park Estate Road over on Portland. So just again, starting from the 3rd of May, Bridlebank Way, West Haven, Russell Avenue, St Leonard's Road, Newbury Road, Williams Avenue, Fairview Road, Walker Crescent and Park Estate Road over on Portland. So look out for those yellow signs, and if you're asked not to park in the roads for the day of the work, please don't do that, because that will hold up the work and it will just take longer to do. Now, do you know if your child qualifies for free school meals? Dorset Council is reminding families feeling the financial squeeze to check if their child could receive free daily lunch at school. This could save them up to £450 per child a year. As well as healthy meal every school day, their school will also receive extra government funding called Pupil Premium towards teaching more towards more teaching staff, tuition or activities. This could be worth between £985 and £2,400 per year per pupil. Dorset children who receive free school meals can also take part in free activities during the summer, Christmas and Easter holidays as well. Dorset Council provides a confidential check-in service so parents and carers can quickly see if they qualify. The schools do not see the financial information about the families applying or anything. Now, to find out more and apply using the confidential checker, this is the website to go to. It's dorsetcouncil.gov.uk/free-school-meals. Quite simple, this one for a change. dorsetcouncil.gov.uk/free-school-meals. Now, if you've got any concerns or questions, you can speak to the relevant team at Dorset Council on 01305 221 090. That's 01305 221 090. Now, generally, a child may be able to get free school meals if their parent or carer receives any of the following. Listen out to see if you receive any of these. So, income support, income-based job seekers allowance, income-related employment and support allowance, support under Part 6 of the Immigration and Asylum Act 1999, the guaranteed element of pension credit, child tax credit. This is as long as you're not entitled to working tax credit and your annual gross income is no more than £16,190. Working tax credit run-on payment, paid for 4 weeks after you stop qualifying for working tax credit. Universal credit as long as your household income is less than £7,400 a year. Now, children who are paid these benefits directly, sorry, I just read this, sounds a bit weird. Some children also get these benefits paid directly, I guess if they're in care, instead of going through a parent or carer. And they can also get free school meals. So it doesn't have to be a parent or carer. It can be if the benefits go direct to the children as well. Sorry, it was a bit confusing when I read that. I'd read it through when I'd done the notes, but when I came to it, it seemed a bit confusing, but I now understand it. Now, Dorset and Wiltshire Fire and Rescue Service has been joining other fire services across the UK and asking people to stay safe when spending time in and around water as the weather begins to improve. The call comes as part of the National Fire Chief Council's Be Water Aware campaign, which actually has been running this week and comes to an end tomorrow. The campaign warned people of the risk of accidentally drowning in and around water. Nearly 50% of people who accidentally drowned in 2020 had no intention of even entering the water. Many others underestimated the risk of jumping into cold water, and in both instances the effects of cold water shock and not knowing how to self-rescue can cause even the strongest swimmers to drown. Even on a warm day, the temperature in open water can remain very cold, causing a physical reaction which can make it difficult to control breathing, cause panic and make it difficult to swim. If you do find yourself in difficulty in the water, don't panic. Fight your instinct to thrash around, lean back in the water and float on your back until the effects of cold water shock pass. Then you can call for help or swim to safety. So the key thing is not to panic, not to thrash around, just lean back, float on your back and let your body get used to the cold, and then you can decide what action to take. If someone is in trouble in the water, call 999, and if you're on the coast like we are here down in South Dorset, ask for the Coast Guard. If you're inland, you ask for the fire service. You should never enter the water yourself to attempt a rescue. Now, Dawn Whitaker, who is the National Fire Chiefs Council lead for drowning prevention, said most people would be shocked to hear that in 2020, 254 lives were lost simply because people were spending time in and around water. These deaths were all preventable, so we asked people to be water aware. Now, Prevention Delivery Manager Ian Hopkins, that's the local Prevention Delivery Manager for Dorset and Somerset, said in 2021 Dorset and Wiltshire Fire and Rescue Service rescued 51 people from water, and sadly 3 of those resulted in accidental death. Accidental drownings are preventable, which is why we are asking the public to stay safe and look out for the Be Water Aware information so that you can enjoy activities in and around water in the safest way possible. We also have some fun educational activities for children on our website, which include a competition for someone to win a VIP trip to one of our fire stations. So you can pop along to the Dorset and Wilts Fire and Rescue website, which is at www.dwfire.org.uk/education/be-water-aware. And if you want more advice on water safety, you can visit their website and go to www.dwfire.org.uk/safety/safety outdoors/water safety. I'm sure if you actually just go to Google and sort of search for Dorset and Wiltshire Fire and water safety, or Dorset and Wiltshire Fire Water Aware, you will find those websites as well. And finally, if you're a gardener, this may interest you. The Broadway, Upway and District Horticultural Society is holding a plant market on Saturday the 14th of May, starting at 2 p.m. in the Memorial Hall in Victoria Avenue, Upway. Admission is free and there'll be a variety of vegetables, flowers and garden equipment on sale. Now that's the end of our headlines tonight. Now, as we said at the start of the programme today, it's May Bank Holiday weekend, and tomorrow is the 1st of May, or May Day. Now, this week, Janet Hall is looking at May Day and telling us what it's all about.
Hello again. Tomorrow is May the 1st, May Day. It's a festival much forgotten these days. Some people believe that the celebrations on May Day begin with Beltane, a festival recognising the Celtic god of light and sun, Bel, or maybe the tree worship of the ancient Druids. Others believe the festival goes back to the spring festivals of ancient Egypt and India. However, it is more likely that it comes from Italy. The people of ancient Rome honoured Flora, the goddess of flowers and springtime, with a festival called Florialia. The goddess was represented by a small statue wreathed in garlands. A procession of singers and dancers carried the statue past a sacred blossom-decked tree. Later, festivals of this kind spread to other lands conquered by the Romans, and this, of course, included Britain. The May Day festival reached its height in England during the Middle Ages. On the first day of May, English villagers woke up at daybreak to roam the countryside, gathering blossoming flowers and branches. Usually the Morris dance was performed by dancers wearing bells on their colourful costumes. Often the fairest maiden of the village was chosen Queen of the May. Sometimes a May King was also chosen, and these two led the village dancers and ruled over the festivities. In Elizabethan times, the King and Queen were called Robin Hood and Maid Marian. May Day festivities became so much fun that in 1654 the Puritans attempted to make the celebrations illegal, banning even the making of maypoles. They especially attempted to suppress the greenwood marriages of young men and women who spent the entire night in the forest, staying out to greet the sunrise and bringing back boughs of flowers and garlands to decorate the village the next morning. After the Puritans, gradually many of the customs came back, and some of them are still practised all over England. One popular May Day custom was the making of a maypole. Early in the day, the villagers would go to the nearest woodland and cut down a young tree. The tree, usually a birch tree, would be stripped of its branches, except at the top, where the leaves symbolised new life, and dragged or carried to an open space in the town square or village green. It was then decorated with garlands of flowers and ribbons. Historians believe the cutting of the maypole was the villagers' way of establishing their right to cut wood freely from the forest. Traditionally, the dancing was done by women, but has now become a popular children's activity. Each child holds one of the coloured ribbons and circles the maypole with a hopping, skipping step. Some of the children dance in one direction, while others dance the opposite way round the pole, changing their direction at carefully chosen moments. As they dance, the children pass each other until the ribbons are plaited together and tightly wrapped around the maypole. When the circle is as small as it can be, the dance is reversed and the ribbons unwind until the dancers come back to their starting places. Maypoles were usually set up for the day in small towns and villages as a centre point for the day's celebrations. You can still see the place marked where Weymouth's maypole used to be erected. Do you know where it is? May Day has traditionally been a day of protest in the UK, with marches calling for workers' rights and international solidarity. So, whether you celebrate it as a day for marching for your rights or for dancing round a maypole, I hope you enjoy May Day this year. Goodbye for now.
Thank you, Janet. And did you know where the site of the maypole was? I think, if I'm right, it's outside the HSBC Bank. I'm sure that's where it is. If it's not, it's the other side by the old Debenhams. I can recall seeing it in the pavement. I'm sure it is by HSBC Bank there where the roads meet, but somebody's no doubt going to tell me I'm wrong, so I apologise if I'm wrong. Thank you, Janet, for telling us all about May Day, which of course is tomorrow. Now, many viewers will be following what's happening in the Ukraine, which is obviously not good at all. And we've all been watching with interest and hopefully helping where we can, supporting the either people still left in Ukraine or those refugees who are coming to the UK. And they have actually started to arrive in Weymouth and White Regis over the last week or so. So we'll start to see some people within our own local community, which hopefully we will all welcome with open arms and offer all the support we can to. But this week we've learned that South West Ambulance, our local ambulance service, has donated 3 of its ambulances to the Ukraine. 3 decommissioned ambulances have been donated to the government of Ukraine by South West Ambulance Foundation Trust, otherwise known as SWAST FT, as part of the UK's package of NHS ambulance donations. The ambulances recently left Bristol Ambulance Station to start their 1,200-mile journey to Poland's border with Ukraine. Each ambulance containing a stretcher, scoop stretcher, longboard and carry chair. The ambulances will provide urgent and immediate care to those injured by Russian bombardments. Will Warrender, who's the chief executive of SWAST FT, said, "Like so many people around the world, we have watched on with great sadness at the ongoing conflict in Ukraine. Along with other ambulance trusts around the country, we are humbled to be able to provide these ambulances to the government of Ukraine and its people. We hope that this small gesture goes some way to helping provide immediate frontline healthcare support to the many people who desperately need it. The donation will help replace Ukrainian ambulances lost during Russian attacks, bolstering the existing fleet of resilience as the war continues." Now, Elizabeth O'Mahony, who's NHS England and NHS Improvements South West Regional Director, said the NHS continues to provide support to Ukraine through aid donations. The UK has already provided more than 5.29 million items of medical supplies, such as wound packs, doses of morphine and intensive care equipment, and deploying a humanitarian team to the region as well. And now the ambulances were driven to a nearby government airfield by lead paramedic Kathy, paramedics Howard and Trudy, and event manager Des. From there they will be transported to Poland's border with Ukraine. Now, the NHS National Ambulance Service fleet strategically requires the replacements of ambulances every 5 years. After this time, vehicles are decommissioned and either kept back for resilience, given to approved charities, or sent to auction. So all the vehicles and medical supplies are checked before being sent to ensure they meet the standards. Now, we can now join Des Young from SWAST FT, our local ambulance service, to see those ambulances that have been sent off to Ukraine.
Hi, my name is Des Young. I'm the events manager for the South Western Ambulance Service, and I oversee all the events within the trust. Today we are donating 3 decommissioned ambulances to the government of Ukraine as part of the National NHS initiative. The donation will help replace Ukrainian ambulances that have been lost due to Russian bombardments. They will help provide urgent care to the injured.
Thank you very much, Des, and also South West Ambulance, obviously, for their support to the effort in Ukraine. Of course, many people are helping in many different ways. Now, our third bit today is a look forward to next week, and just a taster as we come towards the end of our programme. And as you know, we have mentioned before that we'd like to speak to people about their memories as part of the Queen's Platinum Jubilee year. And we've been asking people to talk to us about their memories of their youth, or Wyke or Weymouth. Now, last week I spoke to Les Seamart, one of Wyke's residents, and here's just a little taster of the full interview, which will be with you next week. What your first memories of White Regis are?
Well, I spent my childhood just down over the hill along Chickwell Road, I spent, my parents' house was Markham Avenue, which is just at the base of the what I call the fields, which is Markham and Little Francis. Markham, Curtis Fields, that's right. Curtis, that's right. And I spent that was my stomping ground, so to speak. I spent all my childhood in those fields from morning till night. And I always remember, I would get to about 12:30 midday, and I think you could sniff the air and think it must be time to go home for dinner now, because we used to eat our dinner at lunchtime, midday or 1 o'clock. And then I would go off again in the afternoon, and 5 o'clock in the evening, it must be tea time. And I spent my childhood up those fields, yes.
So there we go. That's just a taster of Les, who we spoke to last week. And of course, if you'd like to speak to Janet or myself and a bit about your memories when you were younger, or anything to do with the Queen's Platinum Jubilee, maybe you've been to a Royal Garden Party, or you remember the Queen visiting somewhere, we'd love to speak to you. Do drop us a line at news@whiteregis.tv, and either Janet or I will have a chat with you and share your memories. And it's very important to capture these memories, because of course as people get older and unfortunately die, those treasured memories are lost, and it's nice to capture them for the future if we can. Now it's that time in the programme where we see what weather we have in store for the rest of the weekend and the week ahead. And this week we are joined by Aidan McGivern from the Met Office.
Following the dry April so far, there is some rain in the forecast for this bank holiday weekend. You can Not feeling quite so pleasant as the cloud and rain arrives in the north, and that rain topples south into parts of Wales, northern England, and then eventually the southwest during Saturday night. It avoids the southeast, some clear spells sticking around here, and clearing skies as well for parts of central Scotland, but on the whole enough cloud to prevent a frost, I think. So a much milder start to Sunday, but a gloomier start with a lot of cloud. Some of that cloud will be low enough to cover hills, and we'll see those outbreaks of rain as well across a large part of England and Wales. I think mostly on the dry side on Sunday in the far southeast, and also drying up and brightening up for Scotland and Northern Ireland. A few showers developing through the afternoon, likewise for Northern England eventually. But further south, well, it's dreary and damp, and the wettest conditions, I think, will be across parts of Wales and the southwest, which will really limit temperatures here. 10, 11 Celsius at best, I think, under that rain, but a slightly warmer feel further north where we've got the brighter skies compared to Saturday. Then come Bank Holiday Monday. Well, it looks like there'll be brighter skies on the whole across the UK. Still a lot of cloud cover, but a few showers will develop in places as well. Those showers fairly hit and miss. And away from those showers, it will feel like a slightly warmer day as well. Temperatures around the mid-teens on the whole. That's all for me, but as always, you can stay up to date by following the Met Office on social media. Bye-bye.
There we go. So the bank holiday weekend, we're going to get a bit of rain this weekend, but actually we desperately do need the rain for the garden. We haven't had much rain for a few weeks, and it is that prime growing time. So nice day Saturday, wet day Sunday, nice day on Monday by the looks of it. Let's see what the local weather widget tells us. And there we go. Looks like a mixed week ahead as well, doesn't it? With some sunshine and showers through the week, but staying rather mild. Let's hope we get a little bit of showers, mainly at night if we can, and some sunshine during the day. That's the ideal that we all like, isn't it? Dry during the day, rain at night, and then everything gets what it needs. Now let's look at the traffic and travel as we are this weekend and the week ahead. There are roadworks with traffic control still at times on Portland Road by Ferrybridge. Major disruption this weekend around the harbour side for the Quayside Music Festival, of course. Some of you maybe have been down there or will be going down there over the weekend. Other roadworks this week are in Roundhays Close, Sandpiper Way, Tennyson Road, Rodwell Avenue, Cobham Drive, Links Road, Esplanade Road, George Road, Park Lane, Beaumont Avenue and Monmouth Avenue, as well as all the resurfacing work that I mentioned also earlier in the programme. Now on the trains, there is a bus replacement service this weekend between Winchester, Basingstoke and Southampton Central. And there's an amended service on GWR for all services going in to London. So all London bound trains, amended service this weekend. So check before you travel to get the latest information. Now, what's on this weekend and the week ahead, and all weeks ahead? Weymouth Pavilion, we've got 1st of May, Coldplay, the leading Coldplay tribute band. 5th of May, we've got Les Musicals. 6th of May, Genesis Connected. 7th of May, the Sensational 60s Experience. 7th of May, also Ultimate Madness, Madness tribute band. 10th of May, Paul Merton's Impro Chums. That's Paul Merton and some of the people that he shares programmes with on TV. Sounds fun. 12th of May, Ian Waite and Vincent Simone, Act 2 of the popular Strictly Dancers. They're on tour. And 15th of May, Carpenter's Gold. Now, more information on the Pavilion website, weymouthpavilion.com, or the box office 01305 783 225. The Knowth Fort. Next things at the Knowth Fort are Dorset Arts Week, 21st of May to the 29th of May, and obviously the Platinum Jubilee celebrations, 2nd of June to the 5th of June. Other local events coming up. Weymouth, tomorrow, the Junior Park Run, 9 o'clock till 10, Lodmore Country Park. On Monday, Walking for Health, meeting in Eastern Gardens at 10:30 for a gentle amble. And we've got Couch 2 5K. It meets at the Law Courts in Westway Road on Tuesday the 3rd at 6:30 p.m. And now this is part of a 9-week programme with the aim of those going along to complete the park run on the 28th of May. Also on Tuesday the 3rd at 7:30 p.m. in the evening, club meeting of Transport of Yesteryear, that's those with old vehicles, at the Lugger in Chickerell. And it's a monthly meeting, and members are always welcome. There's a club raffle takes place at the end of the meeting, say at the Lugger Inn. So if you've got an older vehicle, maybe that's something that you would like to pop along to regularly. Now, looking ahead, the Queen's Platinum Jubilee celebrations. What's happening in Wyke? Well, on Thursday the 2nd of June, there's going to be activities all day based around the church. There's going to be a treasure hunt, a Teddy zip wire. There's going to be cream teas with clotted cream and jam. There's going to be a barbecue in the evening. There's going to be a live band playing in the evening. There's going to be a bar, and then there will be a beacon lighting at 9:45, and there's a service also, I think it's at 6 o'clock. Now, all of those events are free to go along to. Obviously, if you're going to join in the raffle or the Teddy Zip, well, there'll be a small fee for joining in or for the barbecue, but there's no entrance fee. It's for everyone in Wyke and around if you want to go along to enjoy a day celebrating the Queen's Platinum Jubilee. Now, there's no film review this week. There's no films been released this week, and we're also coming up towards the end of our usual time slot. So it just leaves me to remind you, tomorrow there is a service at 8 o'clock at St Edmund's Church at Lane House, and 9:30 at All Saints Church at Wyke Regis, and the 9:30 will be live streamed. And 11 o'clock, sorry, it's 8 o'clock at All Saints Church and 9:30 at All Saints Church, 11 o'clock at St Edmund's. Sorry, I've got my information wrong there. And tonight, in just approaching just over half an hour, is our Saturday night quiz starting at 7:30 p.m. Our live quiz. The streams will go live at 7:15, but the quiz itself starts at 7:30, and that is open to everyone. It's free to join in. It's just a bit of a family-friendly fun on a Saturday night. And it doesn't matter how good you are at quizzes or not, so you're very welcome to join us. And of course, if you've got any events coming up, any local news or any activities you want to share with the people of Wyke Regis, Weymouth and Portland, South Dorset or beyond, do drop us an email at news@wykeregis.tv, and we'll be happy to share that with people. We also hope that next Friday, the next edition of A Year Gardening with Clive Gray will be up and running. Just waiting to hear if that's been finished. That should go out Friday at 7 if it's ready to go, and be repeated Sunday at 4 p.m. And again, if you've got any questions for Clive on gardening or controlling weeds or what to plant when, again, ping those into us at news@wykeregis.tv. We'll ping them to Clive, and he'll be happy to include those in his next programme. So that's it. We've come to the end of our programme tonight. Thank you for joining me. Enjoy the rest of your bank holiday weekend. Maybe some of you will join us for the quiz shortly. If not, look forward to being back with you next week for next week's news programme, Saturday at 6 o'clock. Good night.